Greetings and welcome to another episode of Suta Saturdays. We have with us a very special guest today, Sunchika Pandey. Sunchika here is the founder of Hat Media, the agency responsible for the creative and viral social media campaigns of the Mumbai Police. Welcome, Sunchika. Thank you so much. So, could you tell us a little about yourself and your journey?
I have been born and brought up in Ranchi, but I was just discussing with Ida, and I realized that I've been out of Ranchi for 24 years now. But the years that I've been out of Ranchi, I lived in Delhi for my graduation, then came to Bombay for my post-graduation at XIC in journalism, of course. And then Bombay being such a beautiful city, it was very tough to move out of here. So I cancelled all plans of going back to Delhi for pursuing a career in journalism ahead and just stayed in this city, which I am still so deeply in love with. I've been working as a journalist. Primarily, I was a crime journalist, worked with NDTV in television last, in DNA. I was also working in DNA earlier. I was with Z and a local channel called CTV first, because I started with a local channel because I had to learn the language here. I had to learn what culture, what is the, what's the buzz here and all of that. So I started with that. But I always wanted to do crime journalism, cover that beat, and inform people about what's happening around them, what's safe, what's unsafe, and all of that. Eventually, I moved on to work on Satyamev Jayate, the show which taught me so much, not just about work, but also so much about life, because we had such brave people coming, sharing their stories, and you feel so humbled that you were trusted with the kind of stories that they had to share. So I think it was a great learning working there. But eventually, I have moved on to doing a lot of work on social media now, as you may know, because communication is the key for me always. So I think we just need to keep updating our skills and our space if we want to communicate the best and if we want to do something which is really making a difference around us. So I think social media looked like that growing platform when I started working on this. And the Mumbai Police work now everybody knows, so I don't have to tell that story at all. But because of that, I got an opportunity to work with so many police departments, so many government organizations, and I do work on other accounts also, but these are the closest to our heart and the entire team's heart, of course, because this is what got us all the other opportunities. But lately, we've also been working on Nandhi Kali, which is also a very good initiative for providing academic aid to girls who are lesser privileged. So that also kind of lately has been keeping us very happy, because we meet these lovely girls who look so happy to just get this opportunity to to learn and to share and tell their stories and express what they are. So I think till now my journey is going just as I would have loved it. Things which are closer to the heart and things which make some difference around us. So I think this is absolutely what I have dreamt of always. So very happy to be living it.
That's amazing. You've had such an incredible journey, and now you are using your platforms to help so many people and have fun with it, because we've all seen the Mumbai Police campaigns. We've all loved them. I think every Mumbaiker in the city is just wondering who is thinking of these things and how are they just getting creative by each post.
I'll have to bring my entire team here. They're all a bunch of really not so sharif but very creative people who have also got, and they're very young people now, because I could not have done it alone for a lifetime. I will always need fresh minds, and these youngsters, it's very good to see them grow and evolve via this platform, because when they write for a department like that or for subjects like that, we also worked for the BMC for the longest time, and during COVID especially, because we had only started it and it grew eventually over time. But during COVID also, they worked so closely, and those were not the best times. And these are like much younger kids, and I'm like the senior citizen in the team. They're all, I think, under 25, or the oldest even in that lot would be 27, 28 if I'm not wrong. So they working so closely in such a crisis situation, and anyways continually working on Mumbai Police. It's very good to see them evolve as responsible citizens, because every time they're going to do something messy, their thought always clicks. And we may crack a joke about it, because considering where we work and what we work for, but they've learned so much, and it's very good. I think that was the idea, because social media is a platform that reaches every age group that is allowed there, and youngsters really have to be engaged and be made a part of it, because they must understand that these are important things. Following rules is important. Being sensitive to following certain restrictions is very important for their life, for their safety, and for the safety of people around them. So I think we've been able to convey that message, and I see many people, the youngsters working closely with me also, I see that they are learning too. So we know that the message going out is definitely very suitable, and 100% people definitely consider, the do's and don'ts.
For sure, for sure. I mean, it is amazing to hear you say that. Often, I think lately the narrative around Gen Z working isn't that positive, but it's really refreshing to hear such a nice perspective on your team. And I'm sure people would want to know more about your journey. So please tell us where they can find you online if they want to look you up or, just watch you in action.
If they spell my name right, they may not find many people with that name. So I think that just simplifies a lot of things. But a lot of people neither write it correct nor say it correct, because I've been called Sunchika, Sanjida, Sanchita is most popular. All of that, but I am Sunchika Pandey, and my parents spelled my name with a U, so it's Sunchika So if you search with that name and the correct spelling, I am 100% sure you'll find me easily. But my social media handle is also Police Wali Public.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was one of the first campaigns that we did for the citizen-police relationship, and we just called Police Wali Public. It was a hashtag that we worked on. So I think at that time I don't know what crossed my mind, but I kind of just made that my handle. I like the name also.
Yeah.
So that's the handle, but searching with the name is also going to be easy. That should not be tough.
That's amazing. So I'm sure you've had a lot of creative impact in your life, as well as a journalist, you must have read n number of books, I'm sure. But in your entire journey, what is one book that must have stood out and made a genuine impact on your life?
It's you're saying you must have read so many books lately. I think I would tell you, of course, the love for reading was always there. But eventually, when I realized that being a television journalist also, we started working at 5 in the morning and then didn't finish before 11 in the night and all of that. I realized that there was not much time to read, and I eventually shifted to poetry from long form reading. So, and say I'm from Bihar, and my hometown now is we live in Ranchi. My family is in Ranchi. So Hindi is the first language, not Bhojpuri, of course, is the mother tongue, but Hindi is the love language. And that's why even in television, I prefer to work for the Hindi channels, because it's also a language I really love speaking in and also writing in. But so I shifted to poetry in Hindi, Urdu a lot more lately. But I think very recently, not so recently, but I think the last book that I read and I really kind of liked, I think Ikigai was something which I really loved. It was a very easy read. It was very effortless, and it was so relatable, because you see that all the mess that you've created around your life seems to be sorted in that one image that you see on the book. So I think that was one book which if I had to name one, which I really most honestly read genuinely lately, I think that is a book which I really, really like. Because I think also because of the kind of work conditions that I had been in for the longest time.
I'm sure reading, you mustn't have the time as a founder, and you have so many campaigns on your hand as well. But it's amazing that you found the time to read, and I think Ikigai is a book that has made an impact on a lot of people's life, because it just simplifies things that seem very complicated for all of us.
It's so factual.
Yeah, exactly. And moving on to a little lighter topics now. What does a day in your life look like? For example, today, what's your routine today look like?
My days normally are a total mess, and I will not say that I'm the most organized person, but I think my day starts with waking up my daughter, because she puts an alarm for 6, 6:15, 6:20, 6:25, so many alarms, but everybody except her wakes up in the family, but she will ultimately wake up only at 7. And we have suggested to her that sometimes that, just put 2 alarms, put a 6:30, put a 6:45, and just put 2 alarms so that we are also not disturbed. But she'll put as many alarms because she wants us to be up and fresh to help her get ready. But anyways, I also travel a lot. So most of the times, I think it's also my family that is taking care of her waking up and sending her off. We have 4 dogs at home. We have Shih Tzus.
Wow. Okay.
So I think they also, the personal space, it's me, my husband, my mother-in-law, my pups, my helper. I think that's the most special and nicest time of my day at home. But mostly, I'm also traveling a lot for work, for seeking more work, for helping people who I'm already working with. And then earlier, my office was right here next to my place, just 5 minutes away. But for convenience of my bigger team, I had to shift to Sakinaka. So right now, everybody's super facilitated with the metro that they have. So my team is kind of very happy with that shift. But every day, I'm having to go from here till Sakinaka.
Oh my god.
Not as much a distance, but you know
the traffic
what, yeah.
and the
So I think my every day is mostly at home or in traffic or at offices doing some meetings, resolving some issues that they have. Because no matter what kind of genre sector I'm working in, a client, if I may call them, as such remains the same. They always have always so much feedback and so many things that they're not working according to them, and we are like, ये तो बिल्कुल ठीक है, और क्या करें, और क्या करें. So mostly the day goes in ideation with my team, talking to them what are we going to do next, because all that we do is very real time content and very dynamic accounts that we work on, and all of them have to sit and kind of work on the weekly banks, on the calendar posts, what's going to come in the days to come. But now the trend posts and the topical posts, the moment marketing is so high and strong that I think it becomes a very busy day. But I really can't post right now that I am very, bearing the weight of it, because I've got a terrific team and they do most of the ideation, most of the work. I just have to give a bit of maybe approvals mostly, because they mostly do very good work. I don't have to worry about it too much. But I think mentally, most of my time does go in and about work, because that is something I really love doing. Otherwise, there's nothing else that I do so well in life, and everybody in my family will like kind of immediately be ready to put a stamp on that. But that's what I do, and that's how my day mostly gets spent. Also, because I cannot even say that like it's weekend. You said how your day is going to be today. It's not that weekend is like a real weekend for us.
sure.
Most of my accounts are active even
Of
today, and we have to
course.
put posts on that. We have to keep checking the trends and all of that. So we do not have a non-working day as such. But I think with a little bigger team than I had before, I am in a better space mentally and physically to keep myself free from all these things. My team has taken quite a bit of my burden. So my days are much better than what they used to be maybe 2-3 years ago, if I may say. But yeah, definitely better.
That sounds so lovely and so happening. I think social media is something that you have to be on your toes,
Yeah.
because you blink an eye and the next trend has started
Yeah.
or passed by.
Yeah.
There's a new challenge, new song trending, and I'm sure it's...
And right now there's a match going on, if you
Yeah.
would
Oh
know.
yeah. So now
And,
cricket
we had
content.
before Holi we had a great content piece made and kept ready for the victory of Mumbai Indians
Oh.
on the eve of Holi. But we did not win, and the entire team was so disappointed because we worked on it while everybody was. It was Holika Dahan Day, and after we finished, I'll also show you the creative that we had made. It was a beautiful creative, but we could not post it, and we did not get an opportunity in the next match. Also, I'm really hoping in the next match we do get an opportunity.
Mumbai Indians, all the Mumbai content creators are waiting, so you guys better win.
Yeah, otherwise we'll have to look at the other teams that we really love anyways, and we will get content there, but we really wish to
Of
post
course.
for the domestic team. At least in this match we have to take our sides and support them.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Now moving on to a topic that I'm sure you love is saris.
Yeah.
You look absolutely gorgeous
Thank
today.
you, same to you.
Thank you. Tell us, what is your fondest memory in sari?
I think my fondest memory would be that I could begin draping a sari myself. Whoever knows me, like all my friends from many years ago, nobody looks at me and doesn't look surprised, that they could never imagine that I would have a nail polish, I would have so much jewelry, I would be so accessorized. And wearing a sari, nobody could ever imagine. My mother herself could not imagine, because wherever we had to wear a sari in earlier years, she would have to kind of work hard on draping it, and then I would have to work even much harder in managing and maintaining that look for the entire evening or for the entire event. So I think my fondest memory would be that I realized and accepted my love for this. And I think I don't even remember, if you ask me the exact day when I really started actively and dedicatedly making sari a part of my wardrobe. Right now, if you open my cupboard, you'll see very few other clothes, but it will be all saris. And but I'm so glad that I took this up as my favorite attire, and I absolutely love it. It's very comfortable. This is, and I think subconsciously maybe it's something from the childhood that has grown up with me, and I've not realized because my mother was always wearing a sari. As a child, I've never seen her in any other attire than sari. So I think somewhere, or maybe most of the women in the family, maybe that somewhere played a role or whatever. But earlier it was never that, oh, it's going to look gorgeous and that's why I wore it. But I just realized that it's comfortable. It made me feel very good and I felt very confident. And I think this is one kind of work I do mostly. I don't know which day, where will I get a call suddenly from, and I'll have to rush for a meeting. So I think sari is something which keeps me ready to be anywhere. After finishing work, I also go to parties with my friends. I can walk in anywhere now. There's no such barrier now that, oh, if you're not wearing a certain kind of shoe, a certain kind of cloth, dress, you're not going to be allowed inside. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing about sari is that I'm ready to go anywhere at any time in it, and that's what makes me very happy being in home.
Yes, I absolutely love that. How many Suta sarees do you have?
I can point out and tell you that I would have most of it, mostly in the mull cotton that you have, because I wear it every day, as I just mentioned. And I think, again, a lot of people who know me and who want to give me gifts on occasions, they sometimes really, but they know that they should come gift me a Suta sari or they should give me a sari. But whenever they walk in here, the first time my team came to get a sari for me, I think for my birthday, they walked inside and they were like, okay, ये भी है संचिका के पास, ये भी है संचिका. Then they had to ask, I think Ria and Marjorie, they're always here. So, they had to really ask that, did you know which one she doesn't have or something that we can get for her? So I have many, because I also wear it on a regular basis. And I think I have been purchasing from you since almost the time you started. And I think the comfort of the mull cotton that you all introduced, I'm sure everybody else has it, and I pick it also from other places. But now I know the beauty of mull. So when I'm looking for a sari now, I know which fabric I'm looking for. And I'm sure that many of these saris I'll not be able to carry. I know that mull is something that I can drape myself, I can walk around in, and I can be comfortable in. So please don't ask me the numbers. I have other saris also, but most of the saris that I have are from Suta. And I think I have also spread this love amongst people around me.
That is the best news. There's no numbers needed. So what is it that you love about Suta so much?
I think the entire vibe here is so good. Even if I walk in here, even the people who are working, everybody who's associated with your team is so warm, so nice. Even if you talk to Sujata and Tanya, you'll never feel that, oh, they are the founders and they are like the women who own this place kind of feeling. They behave the same with everybody, and you can talk to them anywhere you spot them. Even on social, they'll be very vocal in replying to you and appreciating you and interacting with you. I think that's very good. And apart from that, I think your styles are so basic, so nice, so comfortable. It's not very loud or out of the place, something that I cannot make a part of my day-to-day wearing. So I think that's very good for me. And mull anyways is so easy to drape. I can get ready very quick. I can just I'm not exaggerating. Once I have in fact got ready in a flight washroom.
Wow.
I had to because I realized the flight was delayed and I had to quickly get down and all of that. I really changed in the washroom. It was that easy. So I think comfort is the biggest thing, and I think the way you all kind of conduct yourself is also very good. Most of the people who are shopping online would not worry about that or would not know about that. But people who are ordering online would also be really happy because the packages that come home always have something so nice and beautiful added to whatever parcels that they're getting. So I think everything around it has been, it looks very well thought and very well done. So I think that's what really makes everybody latch on to you all, I think.
That is the sweetest thing ever. I'm sure Sue and Ta both would be absolutely delighted to hear your words.
Can I please interrupt? I must tell you something else which is very important. I think Suta is also very important because my dearest friend, one of my best friends, Tanya. So Tanya and Sunchika, we also together made Suta. So I told her that once. And I think I told Tanya once here that, me and my best friend also together we make a Suta. So it was a beautiful realization. So I think that's a useless trivia for you, but it kind of like left a thing here.
That's true.
So
An
I
emotional
remember,
connect
yeah,
to Suta.
I remember it.
A part of you is here, but of course. And what are the other brands that you have that you cannot be without?
You will be very surprised to know that, and my team is always upset because they see something, suddenly ask me, oh, where did you get it from? I said, I don't remember. I said, I don't remember where I picked it from, because anything nice that I see, and I like seeing, touching, feeling things and kind of using it, because online shopping is not really my thing, but for some things I trust it, do not trust it. But I'm not a very brand conscious person. If I see something which is really nice anywhere that I spot it, I will go and pick it. I think earlier I used to love going and picking saris from the Durga Puja Pandal at Dadar Shivaji Park, because that's the time when people from Kolkata used to come with the best of their saris, and being from Bihar and having been born and brought up there were so many Bengali aunties and even my family wearing so much cotton and all of that. I think the best stuff used to come there. So I used to pick from there. But I think apart from that, there are two things. I love my sari, and I love my sari, kajal and silver. I don't wear gold at all. I think after my wedding, I have no
silver. I think once you start wearing silver, there's no going back.
Yeah, and I don't think I have any gold. Maybe I should have bought some more, but I've never bought gold. I have just a lot of silver that I buy. And again, silver also, I like going to these stores that we have in Santa Cruz West, so these places, or in Babuland. You go to these shops and you pick up the best from there. I love the experience. Once we were in Rajasthan, and I sat with that silver store person, and he made a nose pin in front of me of the design that I told him. It was such a beautiful process. These are experiences that I quite like. So that's why I think the homegrown things are so much better. But of course, if I'm buying online, I think I buy quite a few things from Quirksmith.
Oh,
this
nice.
ring, I love that they use such a lot of Urdu poetry.
Right.
So I think I also have a couple of neck pieces that they've got, but I don't wear it because maybe I fear that I can't carry it. But I just love that they use so much Urdu poetry. Then I've also picked silver from Moha. I think for my footwear, I am always on Mochi because they have these. And otherwise, it's just Kolhapuri chappals, which I go to Bandra, and there's one auntie who really gives you the authentic Kolhapuri, and you only have to go to her and you can't bargain with her. Okay. She's a very old lady. One, you'll feel bad troubling her so much, but she's very particular. She said if you have to bargain, you have to leave. But right now, we are on good terms. Of course, that was the first conversation, but she really gives you authentic stuff. I think my dressing up is very simple that way. I know clearly what I want. I don't have too many things to pick and choose from. I have very straight taste. I will not budge from this. So maybe it's boring sometimes for people, but I'm very settled and comfortable so far in it.
But you've made a statement for yourself, and I think everyone can see.
I think otherwise I pick a lot of pajamas, and the bottoms are Abishti, a brand they get. I think I really love the weird pajamas that they have, because that I can really wear with the loose the jhola kurtas, like Tanu, my Ta calls it. And I really like wearing that. That is very comfortable, because now at my age, I think now I realize that I'm not even feeling like getting into a pair of jeans, which used to be comfort clothing earlier during college and everything. Right now, I want my leg, hand, everything to breathe a bit. So loose and comfortable and cotton mostly is the thing.
Yeah, in this weather, I think the perfect to go is a cotton, comfy, loose clothes, right? But we can absolutely see your style statement. You mentioned the chappal. I mean, I can see it all, that you have particular places and it looks absolutely gorgeous on you. Now coming to the final part of this interview, I will give you one word, and you have to tell me the first thing that you associate to that word.
Oh, okay.
Gen Z.
Not me.
Millennial.
Me. Which I've realized very late that, because you're cursing millennials for some time, suddenly I realized, oh God, I'm also millennial. But yeah, me.
Social media.
Work and love and connectivity and the key for me, because I think that's the best place to reach out to so many people. I mean, there's no medium like that if you utilize it well, and there's no threat bigger than it if somebody's trying to use it against you. So I think a place where you have to be really very, very cautious.
Bombay.
Beautiful. It's absolutely warmth, love, everything. I know people often say, oh, it's overrated and all of that. But I think the day, we came from Delhi to give exams here, and we had three of my best friends. There was Tini, we all had like this big backpack from the train that we had come in, and we were told that just jump into a local train and it'll take you here there. And we saw it was so crowded, and but we just suddenly somehow made it to the local train, and we just put our bags down. And the moment I got a second to look around, I saw so many women sitting there. Some of them were singing. One lady was sitting and cutting vegetables, and the moment you looked at them, they smiled at you. I know a lot of people say itna jhagda hota hai, dhakka mukki hota hai, but my first impression of the city was set then and there. And I knew that this is a place where I am going to stay. And especially when I was moving in those crowded staircases in the railway stations with no guy trying to feel me up, nobody pushing me or trying to, make me uncomfortable. I think there's something about the city that in spite of the traffic, you would never want to get out of that.
Yes, that is true. Mumbai is a feeling of...
Yeah, it's people, love, warmth, everything.
Speaking of which, what about family?
Most important, because they are the ones who are going to be there with you forever. I know that when you're young, you don't understand it. And when you're young, you think everything your mother is saying is wrong, and all of that. Everybody should learn this lesson eventually. They should not listen to me or anybody else and trust in it. But this goes on absolutely without doubt for me now at this age, and also being a mother and everything. I know that family is that one thing that lasts, and it's one thing that the group of people who are always going to be. And I also mean this for the extended family. These are the people who are going to stand by you when everybody gives up on you.
That is true. And finally, sari.
It's like my life. I think sari is, again, it's just me. I've got so related to this, and everybody always expects me to be like this. I think sari is something. I think the most beautiful thing about sari is that it becomes what you want it to be for you.
Wow.
I think that's the most beautiful thing about it, because you don't have to kind of mold yourself for it. It just molds around you the way you want it to, and it's, I think, a great partnership.
Wow. I don't want to give any conclusion. This is such a beautiful way to conclude this. Thank you so much for taking the time out and talking to us. It's been such an amazing conversation hearing about your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you in many more Suta saris.
Yeah, all of it. Don't worry. I'll have all of it. Don't doubt that at all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.